Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another analysis video for the week. So I didn't do my recap video yesterday because I didn't actually do any trades this week again for the second week in a row. But this week was a little bit different. I decided to just take a few days off to just chill. I had some family come into town, so just went and kind of spent a few days with them. There were a few setups that did come earlier on this week, which I'll probably scan through. But I missed my entries. I just missed my entries by a bit. I think one was like around Asian session. I was just waiting for the spreads to calm down, and by the time I came back, the trade kind of took off. And then there was another one that set up on my way when I was driving up to Orlando to meet my family. So in the car journey up, the trade actually set up, and I missed my entry. So yeah, two missed opportunities this week. I think there were a couple more, but they weren't super clear. And they would have worked out, but I'm not sure they would have met final targets. So anyway, I'll start this week here off on AUDJPY. So the analysis is still the same. We had this kind of ascending triangle thingy forming on the daily time frame, right? But more importantly, we've had a break and close above the range highs this week. So this closed off on Friday. It didn't really form a higher high, so it's not higher than this wick just here, right? But we had a close above. So what I'll be waiting to see is a kind of impulsive continuation. So I just want to see price continue to push higher, and if it does that, then I'll just look for that pullback into the range highs, look for some rejection, and then look for that continuation move. All right, so that's what I'll be looking for on this pair. AUDUSD, what we're seeing here is we're starting to form bullish structure, more bullish structure here on the daily time frame, right? And we just recently this week closed past. We were looking at this triple, well, I was looking at this triple top last week, right? We had this triple top being formed here within this little range. We did peak past the lows of the range. We didn't actually close past the lows of the range, but we just had a little dip past the range lows. I guess we had a little close there on Friday, but you know, it wasn't super clear, right? Regardless, we had price stuck in this range, formed this triple top. So I was looking to see price maybe form that reversal, all right, and kind of break past these structural lows here very impulsively, and then form bearish structure, but that didn't happen. Instead, we broke past the range highs, and we broke very impulsively, right? And we had this nice clean clear trend line being formed and respected this week. So what I'll be looking for on this pair, we've already seen the impulsive move higher. So all I'm looking to see now is just a nice corrective, hopefully a nice clean corrective move back into the highs. I'll pay attention to these highs here, but I'll also pay attention to the move high, like this little pullback high just here. You know, it might wick into that level, I don't know. So I'll just pay attention to what it does if it pulls back into this area here, these highs here, right? So yeah, I'll just wait to see what happens, but this is the kind of move I'll be looking for. If that sets up this week, then I'll be looking to hopefully trade that continuation. I mean, it might just be a liquidity grab past these highs to then kind of reverse and make a wider range pullback, right? But I don't know, we'll see. I'll just pay some attention to it. I think it's setting up quite nicely, as long as I get the price action I'm looking for around this level. All right, CADJPY. So this week, so this didn't really set up. We started to have the pullback just here, right? At the start of the week, we started to have that pullback, but the move, like the momentum was too strong. I don't even think we got a 38.2 pullback, right? Yeah, so it didn't even really pull back, right? It just paused for a bit. So this didn't really set up, or at least it didn't set up just yet, right? I'll still be waiting to see what it does. Hopefully we get a nice slow retracement now from where it is, right? So something like this, a nice slow retracement back into these broken highs here. I don't know if it's gonna pull that far back. If it does, that'll be a nice 618 retracement. It will probably take some time for it to set up. But I'll also pay attention to these highs here, right, which lines up nicely with the 50% level. So just these highs just here, right? So I'll wait to see what it does. I mean, I'll pay attention to all these structure levels, right? I'll also pay attention to these highs here, which will kind of be around that 38 retracement level. So I'll just identify it as well. So just these highs here, anywhere around this kind of level, right? I'll pay attention to if price does start to make a corrective pullback, I'll pay attention to what price does in and around these levels, right? And it depends on the price action. If you get some nice kind of like a nice reversal pattern around these highs or around these highs, then I'll look to get involved. If not, then I'll just patiently wait for that 618 pullback. Look for that entry reason and hopefully get that continuation. This is a nice very strong signal of intent, right? I like the look of this, right? So just waiting for that entry reason. Yeah, you know what, I'll just draw in. Actually, I'll jump to the daily time frame, see what this looks like on the daily. Yeah, so these highs here, that's the 38.2, right? So that's pretty good for strong moves. But then also these highs here, which would be the 50, I'll pay attention to those as well, right? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it sets up, and hopefully if it does set up, I'm around the computer to trade it. So yeah, I'll be paying some attention to this, right? CHFJPY. So this one didn't set up, so I wanted it to pull back deeper into these levels here, but the momentum was too strong, so we did have that corrective pullback, right? A nice kind of flag formation just there. But it respected the 38.2 at the time, right? Actually, no, I tell a lie. So this would have been where I had my fib, right? So it didn't even get to the 38.2, right? Yeah, so the momentum was just too strong on this pair. What I'll be waiting for on this is pretty much the same. So I am gonna look at these highs here, right? So if we just look at the daily, we kind of had those rejections there, those rejection candles there on the daily, right? A nice clear sign of struggle, right? So if price is to pull back from where it is now, then I'd like to see that deeper retracement into these broken highs here for me to get involved. If price is to continue, right? If price will continue in this current move that's happening, so if we kind of see price, I'll just delete that for a minute. So if we kind of see price continue to push higher from where it is now, then I'd look for that slower retracement back into like these highs, these broken highs just here, right? And then look for entry reason around that level, right? That would be a pretty good setup if it continues from where it is now. So like from these lows here to highs, something like that, then yeah, that would be a pretty decent level for me. That would provide a 50% retracement or 618 retracement. Yeah, and I'll be interested in something like that. But to be interested in that, I'd like to see that continuation happen from where it is now, right? So just a nice bullish move, breaking past and just continuing a nice impulsive movement. Then look for that slow retracement. If that sets up, then that would be cool, right? Otherwise, if it kind of starts to retrace from where it is now, then I'm looking for that deeper pullback into these broken highs just here, right? So either one of those setups for me on this I'd be interested in trading. So yeah, it's just gonna be a game of patience, just waiting to see if it does set up, right? So that's what I'll be waiting for there. EURCAD. So this one, I'm still waiting on the same entry reasons. So just waiting for that pullback. I thought it would have done that retracement from where it was last week, but that didn't happen. It just kind of continued to push lower. But I think on the RSI, we get a nice divergence setup here, right? So we're seeing the kind of lower lows on price, right? But the RSI printing is currently printing higher lows, right? So nice significant divergence there. So might very well see the reversal start happening from here. But I'm bearish on this pair, so I'm just waiting for that pullback from where it is now to kind of continue. Hopefully pulls back into these kind of broken lows here, confluence with that kind of longer term trend line. Right, if that sets up this week or in the coming weeks, then that's the level I'll be looking to trade from. Hopefully that does happen and get a nice entry reason around the level. Probably pull this just a little bit lower, kind of around there. Actually, that's a nice kind of, let's just see. Yeah, a nice kind of a psychological level there as well. If I just let me see where 49, yeah, so 149 flat, 1.49 flat is just around this level here. So yeah, that'll be interesting. To see if price pulls back there. That might be a good a nice trading level. So yeah, I'll be paying attention to that this week or upcoming weeks. Hopefully it does set up and I get that nice slow retracement. That'll be pretty nice. EURJPY, so this is one of those trades that I missed this week. So it did set up, I believe, kind of on Wednesday, right? And this candle was the candle that printed for me where I got my entry reason on the lower time frames just around here, right? But then price moved bullishly on this candle, which would have thrown my risk to reward way off. So I didn't enter the trade then, and I was kind of hoping for it to kind of pull back into the level, but it never did. So yeah, so that was one of the missed opportunities this week. So what I'll be looking for, I'm keeping it on my list this week. Let me just clean it up a little bit. So yeah, what I'll be waiting for now on this pair is just that sign of continuation. So I'd like to see it break past these highs, right? Hopefully with some strong momentum. If it does that, then I'd look for that kind of that pullback afterwards. Same old stuff. Pull back into the level. Nice rejection reason, and then look for continuation. But I must see that impulsive move breaking past those highs. Right, so I'll be looking for that this week. EURUSD. So this one, after we had that break of structure last week, right? This was an entry. Well, it wasn't an entry reason. I was looking to see continued bearish momentum because of how price broke past these previous lows just here. But we started to see that slowing of price, and we got that massive impulsive move this week. So all I'm looking for on this pair now, it's just a retest of those broken highs here. So just these broken highs to continue in this upward trend. Hopefully get a nice slow corrective move back. If it's nice and corrective, or I get a nice entry reason at the level, look for that rejection and then continuation. Alright, if that does not happen and price continues to move bullishly this week, clearly breaking past these highs, right? So if price just continues to move higher, you know, just from where it is now, continues to push higher, then I'll look for it to pull back into these broken highs here. So something like this, so a nice continued move higher. Alright, then a pull back into the level here, these broken highs. Then that's where I'll look for my entry reasons on this pair, right? So if it pulls back from where it is now, then this would be my entry level, just these highs just here, in confluence with these lows as well. However, if it continues bullishly from where it is now, then this will be my trading level just here. All right. GBPCAD. So this one almost set up, but it didn't quite, right? So it didn't really pull all the way back to my trading level, but it might still set up, right? Like I think this is also divergent. Yeah, so there you go, right? You have these lower lows here on price, but higher lows on the RSI. Yeah, higher lows on the RSI, right? So we very well might see that pullback happening here, or we very well might see a full-on reversal, right? But I'm just looking for that completion of the range, right? So if it does pull back into these broken levels here, then that would be a nice entry reason for me. If it kind of continues from where it is now to completely range lows, which would be just around this kind of blue line here, then that's cool to, you know, invalidate the trade for me. But yeah, this would be my trading level here if it does pull back, higher. If not, and it continues in this bearish move, then yeah, I'll just count it as a missed opportunity. GBPUSD. So this was another trade that did set up, which I missed, right? So price did pull back into the level here. Had clear signs of rejection, but I missed the opportunity. I think it's set up within London. Or it might have been a market open trade on Sunday actually, and I don't trade market opens. So yeah, so this was a missed opportunity this week. So now what I'll be looking for on this pair would just be a continuation from where price is now. So this would be my level of interest here, right? But that's only if I see a nice clear continuation, right? So we want to see price continue to push higher from where it is now, right? Once it does continue to push higher, then I'll just look for that pullback into those broken highs, look for rejection, and then look for that continuation, right? This might be a nice trade if it does set up actually. So yeah, just kind of patiently waiting to see if it does have that bullish momentum to continue. If it does, just looking for that entry reason on the pullback, and then look to get involved. NZDCAD. So this one just kind of waiting still, right? So this is my trading level here, just these broken lows just here. It's kind of moving sideways, not really pulling back as such. It's just kind of stuck in this kind of sideways movement, equal highs, equal lows. But I'm just waiting for a pullback if a pullback does occur, right? So I'll just wait for that pullback back into these broken lows, that kind of 50% level. Yeah, actually, yeah, kind of maybe something like that, right? So yeah, pull back to around this kind of level. Yeah, pull back to kind of around these lows here. That's what I'll be looking for. Wait for that kind of rejection and hopefully that continuation, right? NZDCHF. So this one's kind of setting up now, right? So you're just kind of waiting to see if price would pull back into the range lows. If it pulled back, into the channel lows, right? So if price did pull back into the channel lows, then this would have been an entry level for me. That didn't happen. Instead, we formed a higher low, right? So this would be the higher low within the channel. So now it's just waiting for that impulsive move. If it wants to break higher, right? It's kind of just moving sideways within the channel. Kind of tried to push lower, but couldn't push as low as it did before, which is a good sign for bullish continuation, because that's what I'm looking for, that bullish continuation. So just waiting to see if price wants to push higher and break out of the channel and stay above, right? Like a nice break and close above on the daily. That would be good. And just look for that continuation. Nice impulsive move higher. If that does happen, then, you know, just wait for the pullback and try to trade the continuation. It's just kind of waiting to see if it sets up and just being a little bit patient. NZDJPY. So this one is this was the trade that kind of annoyed me the most this week. It was super clear on the daily time frame. So we had price basically set up exactly as I wanted it to. So we had price pull back into these broken highs just here, had this nice rejection candle here on the daily, and the continuation happened as expected. So I missed that opportunity, which kind of sucked. That would have been a nice trade. So now I'm just kind of waiting to see what price wants to do from where it is currently. For me to trade it, I'd like to see a bullish continuation, breaking past these highs. And then I'll just look for that retest. And then hopefully trade the continuation, right? So yeah, if price kind of rejects where it is now and just kind of pulls back lower and just starts to range, then that's all good too. I'll just wait for that impulsive break higher to start getting involved in long opportunities. NZDUSD, same sort of analysis. So we're currently at these daily highs. It had a long kind of wick, not really a rejection, but showing signs of struggle at the highs. But that's okay. If it wants to reject and starts pulling lower, then that's all right. I'll just wait to see what it wants to do. But what I'll be waiting to see is price just impulsively break higher. If it does, wait for that retest and then look for that continuation, right? Just kind of following along with the longer term major uptrend, right? And price is obviously starting to move back into bullish structure more recently. So if that does set up this week, then that would be a nice trade. USDCHF. So on this one, we had that impulsive break lower, right? So we actually found some momentum now, breaking past these previous lows. So I'll just be waiting to see what price wants to do. If it does pull back from where it is now, just look for that slow kind of corrective movement back. Look for that rejection and then hopefully see some continuation. All right, USDCAD, same deal. So I was looking for this to set up this week. It never did, right? The movement was way too strong. So we tried to pull higher, all right? Tried to pull back into the level, but it couldn't. Instead, we just broke past lows. All right, broke past these previous lows here. So all I'll be waiting to see is hopefully same as USDCHF. All right, you just get a nice kind of pullback here into these broken lows, and then look for that rejection and look for continuation. All right, USDJPY, I'm just kind of paying attention to this one. So this kind of set up. I wasn't gonna trade it, but it kind of did set up, but not really, right? It would have been a break-even trade even if I did enter it. So price did pull back into these broken highs. We had that rejection. I don't think it gave an entry reason anyway. But anyway, we did pull back into the level and tried to push higher, right? But instead it failed, right? It didn't have the momentum to continue in this kind of reversal. Instead, we closed off Friday very, very bearishly, right? Breaking back beneath these previous highs, together with it's currently respecting this longer term trend line, right? So it started to reject the trend line just here, or respect it, not really reject it. Yeah, it just kind of respected the trend line just here. So yeah, I just want to pay attention to see what it's gonna do this week. Very well might start to push lower. I don't know. I'm just going to pay attention to it. There's no real analysis on the pair as such. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So, I mean, there are some clear opportunities that I like the look of, like this USDCHF. I think that's a clear opportunity if it does set up together with USDCAD. I think those are really clear. If EURJPY wants to continue, then I think this would be a nice setup as well. Together with the CHFJPY, right? Like if this does kind of continue bullishly here, just kind of waiting for that pullback, that would be nice. So yeah, there's a few opportunities that might be okay this week. Hopefully, if I am around the computer, I can trade it. If they do set up, that is, right? Yeah, so that's pretty much it. As usual, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Obviously, if you like what you see, and you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. And if you think these videos would kind of be useful to anybody that's interested in trading or trying to get used to, used to some basic trading concepts, feel free to obviously pass the video on, right? Cool. I'll catch you guys. I'm not gonna say midweek this time. I'll catch you guys next week. I know this week will be a busy week for me. So yeah, I'll catch you guys hopefully next week for the recap video. Hopefully I get some trades and I have something to recap. All right, I'll catch you guys later.